Good evening, my friends. So we're going to start in a couple minutes. Thank you for coming. I hope you guys enjoy what we have today to say. Okay, so right now, what I'm going to do is share something very important why you guys are here. Okay, so thank you for coming. We're going to talk why we biohack our body. Very important. And you're going to be asking, what does she mean? And I'm going to start a little bit with the definition of what's happening. When you see TV channels like NBC, PSB, Today, and the Wall Street Journal talking about this new scientific breakthrough medicine that it's here. So you have to pay star attention of what is it? Like, ABC 2005, they did a report on what that night they did all the reviews about how it started and what does it do. And that night, let me tell you that the company sold over 5 million in 1 hour. So we have a lot of universities, we have a lot of institutions that are doing what's called self-funded. Many times people have to pay for this to be done. We have a lot of universities, a lot of medical um, science people that are looking to find out what is it. Another thing is we're a public traded company, so we're in NASDAQ. This company, let me tell you, we started as a traditional company like everybody else, like Walmart and all these other stores, but we noticed, we knew that there was changes coming, and everything that was physical, it's becoming digital. So from 2009, the company decided that it was better for everyone to turn into direct sales. And it actually did pay, because when we started in 2003, the only amounts that we were selling was about 3 millions. Now, 2020 that we surpass over the 200 millions in sales. So everything is going along. Besides all the television channels, what's happening is that we have a lot of universities. We have John Hopkins University. You know that whatever is happening, everybody in the world listen to what they said. And guess what? They're studying what we have. They're studying what we're going to talk. We have the American Heart Association saying, you know what? Put our mark, because we know they see the results. All of these universities and medical institutions, what they're doing is they're making studies, and they're making sure before they say, yes, we're interested, they have to make sure it works. So what we have in our hands is fantastic. What we're going to talk, and I love the example of the apple, because we all have eaten apple and we all have left the apple too. So what's going to happen after 10 minutes? That we could see how we start oxidating. And that's the best example of what's happening right now, because our environment has cell phones, the gas, pollution, even sometimes the exercise, all the chemicals and the things that we eat, it's causing this in our body. The difference is that because we're not invisible, we could not see what's happening inside, but we know the best sample is the apple. Exactly what you see, and worse, we have it. So what we notice is that the free radicals, it's causing the oxidative stress, but because of that, it's affecting our internal organs. There's a lot of people with eye problems, immune system. Right now, what's happening with all this virus and all this frightened that people are scared is because our immune system is not strong enough to withhold all the viruses that are going around. So there's a lot of people that we have that are going through kidney diseases, asthma, diabetes. They have so many things. If you turn around, there's always somebody that we know that is sick about something, but now we know the cause. The cause is our cells. Our cells are internally oxidating, and that's what's causing a lot of illnesses. Now, another thing that is happening, and sometimes we think, okay, if we're not careful of what we eat, our mitochondria gets affected. And what's that? It's the energy. You know how sometimes we feel so tired, we don't want to do anything, and we want to postpone and leave everything for tomorrow because today is not a good day. Well, let me tell you, it's because our level cell, it's not working the way it should be. And now with all these studies that they're doing, they notice that if your mitochondrial is dysfunctioning, it's another relation to another illnesses. And we have the samples here. We have people who are suffering from epilepsy, people from Parkinson, Alzheimer's, diabetes, cancer. We have kids. It's not just the adults. We have a lot of kids right now that they're suffering from autism. Why? Because our internal cells are not doing what it should be doing. It's obviously because all the consumptions that we're doing, and sometimes we don't even know what it is. So what we want to do is reduce the oxidative stress. And I know everybody it's concerned about what's happening. They're becoming more healthy, they're eating better, they're having a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables. The only problem that we notice with this is that because they're direct antioxidant, they work one-on-one. So basically, they can't really neutralize too much. I mean, we need to have thousands and stop eating a lot of garbage that we tend to eat in order for our cells to help them. So what we have, our new science, what is given is called NRF2 activation. Why? Because this is what's helping your cells wake up and find out that everything internally it's damaging. So what it's doing when we activate our body, basically we turn our catalyzed glutathione and SOD. Let me tell you, the glutathione right now is what we need to increase our immune system and help us with a lot of viruses. And the best part of it is when we take one little yellow pill, a lot of people call it the magic pill, we're actually activating 1,000,000 cells per second. So that's why it's innovative. That's why it's powerful. That's why everybody's interested, because what we have in our hands, it's really doing what we're saying that it's doing. I love this part. And there's a lot of articles, there's a lot of magazines that are talking about this. But what really caught my attention is when the national paper said that this is a breakthrough in the history of medicine. So if you start reading about antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and anti-everything, you'll find out that the base is when you activate your cell. And that's what we have. So this is what I love. A lot of people ask me, did you have a catalog of medicines that could help me for this and that? And I said, no, we only have 4 items depending where you are. Some of them are 5. But what we do is basically, first of all, in Europe, they give us an award because what we're doing is actually giving 10 years back of your life with energy, health, and in many cases, we're getting rid of a lot of illnesses. I mean, you cannot ask any more than that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those 4 products. So our main product is the activator, the cell activator, which is called pretending. What this do is that it takes our oxidative stress in the first month, it will reduce at 40%. This is the only one that can do that. So what it's doing, it's actually regulating our body and is helping our survival genes to start doing all the work because we're sleeping. So now, remember, with pretending NRF2, we could actually slow down the cellular of aging. Can you believe that? Besides getting healthy, besides getting all this energy, we're actually rejuvenating. I mean, I'm in love with this. And then we have the other component, because there's 2 components. What we call it is NRF1. Why? Because remember how we talk about the cellular level, the mitochondria? This is what is going to help us. This is what will make us strong. This is what makes that we actually have energy. We start thinking. I didn't know that, but after we reach 45, 14% of our brain cells, they die. That's why we feel so lack of so many things. But now we have something that is going to help us. And like I said, it's not just what one person is saying. This is what a lot of people related with the medicine are talking about. And omegas. I know there's lots of omegas, but what we have, and so far I haven't seen any other product that contains omega-7. Omega-7 is something that is going to help us a lot more in our now everything to do with our articulation, with our heart. This is why the Heart Association is backing us up, because they know besides we're having vitamin D, is helping our support brain health, our cardiovascular, everything to do with our immune system. And what I love this part, it's called trace to bottle boat to bottle. What that means is that they could actually trace when this omega was done and what are the benefits, and the nutrients are so fresh that it's helping us a lot with our immune function. And we have the probio. What's the probio? Actually, who doesn't have leaky gut problems? Everybody. I was reading an article, and it says that everything starts to our second brain, which is our stomach. And in this article, was saying that about 70% of humans have this problem. Why? Because we eat things that we shouldn't. We don't sleep properly. We don't do the activities because our insides are not working the proper way. And because it's not working, all the bad bacteria are gaining the good ones. So what we have is what's basically it's a healthy bacteria that will clean everything. Remember, with the activators, we're helping them work, but now with the probio, what we're doing is making it work. Because if our digestion system doesn't work, we get a lot of problem with the colon. We have a lot of problem with our joints. That's why a lot of people are always in pain. There's a lot of sinus and mouth problems. We have a lot of people who are depressed, who has a lot of mental problems. Why? Because our stomach has not been taken care. And sometimes it's not what we eat. Well, it is what we eat, but it's a lot of more other stuff that we're actually having no control, and we don't notice until after. So what we have is very essential for all our health. Now, this has two components, and this is the part that I love. I'm helping people. People are getting better with the health, but now this is the second part. It's a business, like everything else, because everybody has to make some money. So the model business, I made a comparison. There's a lot of brand name right now who has 70, 100 years, and who knows, a lot more years, 20 years. So this business, they've been there forever. But the investments to get a franchise, it's a lot. Like the minimum you need is like 500,000. But besides that, you need to pay rent, you need to buy equipment, you need to get the accountant and everything to do with a corporation. You need salaries, you need employee, and on top of that, you have to pay royalties to the company between 5 or 7% of your gains. So reality, you end up really not much money. You're so in debt and you're so tired. So what we have here is we have like it's the digital, is a new way of having a franchise. You don't have to spend a ton of money. I mean, if you're in Canada, it's about 1,700, or Americans 1,200. Like, who cannot start a business, a franchise that is the same level, that is doing millions this way? And on top of that, we don't need employee. We just need business associates. We have a virtual e-commerce page. We have a backup office, and we have our store. It's everything online. So we don't need a store to carry all hundreds of thousands of inventory. Everything we have in a button way. So it's so easy, and the only thing you need is your phone or a computer. So easy. The two of the companies, let me tell you that both of them, actually, the tendency right now is to go for everything that is digital, everything that is computer-wise, everything that is social media. Why? Because first of all, people is afraid to go out. Second, you don't need to start wasting and spending so much as you did before. Both of them, they need people. So it's the same thing, but in a cheaper way, with a better result, with more time, more energy, time to do a lot more things that you want to do. How to get started? Very simple. We have 3 packages. We actually have more than that, but these are the basics. You could always find out, I'm interested, I want more, I want to get the vitality, and I want to feel healthy. Or at the same time, you get a package. This is Canadian money. In Americans, it's a lot more cheaper, obviously because of the currency. So we have 3 packages right now. You guys can come and pick and say, you know what? I want to start with this, because it doesn't matter the amount of money that you spend, it's the amount of intention you want to do to create your own business, because that we cannot do much. Let me tell you that because we're a traded company, you could find anywhere. So, I mean, you could see that this is for real. But what I like about this is that the main people like Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, and all these people, they've been doing this for a while. And I love his quote that he says, you want to make money while you sleep. You don't want to work until you die. And that's something that is changing. And we have that. And we could show you this platform that where you could do it. So what we do, we're paid by rank, and we have from 1 to Master Pro 10. And you could see some people will be happy of doing $100 a month. Fantastic. If that what makes you happy, fantastic. But let me tell you that right now, in our company, in these 10 years that we're in business, we have people that are doing over $150,000 a month. So all depends on what you want to do. We have a turnkey operation business. It's just a matter of knowing what you want to do, how far, how long you want to go. So it's up to you. And obviously, every time somebody wants to get into a business, like for example, who doesn't want to be a partner with Facebook? Who doesn't want to be a partner of Amazon? Great, you could still go buy the shares, but you want to be when they just started at the initial time. And let me tell you, that's where we are right now. We're at a started point to do this business, and we're in the best time. So 10 years from now, you're going to regret because you missed another Amazon. You missed another Facebook. Now is the time, my friends. And we have a lot of bonuses. Somebody was telling me, I don't want to sell. Good. I don't want to sell either. But, you have to know what you have. You have to know the information that you need. So basically, our company, what they do and what we want to grow, it's our residual income. What that means? That based on your community, every time your amounts are going to be coming higher and higher and higher. And we'll teach you because we have private, we have private academies, which they're all virtual, and we'll teach you what to do, how to do it, what bonuses you get, what else you need to do. So it's very simple. It's just a matter of learning. And like I said, we have the system ready to start for whoever it's ready. The other thing, I believe paying forward. And this company, I love that because they do too. These are all the nonprofit organizations that the company is paying back, giving back to the community. There's a lot of companies that they don't do this, and this is what I like. So the money that besides you're getting, you're making sure that the company is giving money to other people that are in need all over the world. So this is a fantastic, we call it the Life Vantage Legacy, because that's what we want to build. We want to build a legacy for the future. And I love this. This is what we call Life Vantage, my life venture. Why? Because we're teaching you and we're showing you, first of all, to create a community, to have new friends. We call it family. We have a purpose. We like to travel. Obviously, we'll come back eventually that everybody's going to be traveling again. But you actually have a personal growth. Why? Because you need to learn. You need to empower yourself. And that's what we do. And obviously, everybody's looking for the freedom. And besides that, when we get what we call for our elite groups, you get a car free. They give you a car. Who does give her a car? Or they give you $25,000. You pick. I mean, what else can you ask? So thank you for listening. This is what we have. If there's more questions, please go back to the person that I invite you, because there's a lot more that you could learn, and you'll see how easy this is. Okay? Thank you.